Hello and welcome to a new episode on Sadhana World Foundation. As you know, our mission has been to craft young lives by presenting them stories focused on moral values. Over the last few weeks, we have presented topics on several moral values. Today, I have picked a topic from the great Panchatantra tales. You might have heard this story, but let me redescribe this. It's a story about a sparrow who used to live in a village and used to have a good life. However, once the drought came up in the village, the sparrow struggled to find good food, and over a period of time, actually, all the food went away. The sparrow had to find new places continuously in search of greener pastures to find some food. Once it had gone far off to search for food, and it lost its way. Evening had dawned and it just could not return back to its nest. It had to find a new nest. It started living there. However, it started missing its own place, its favorite nest. It had its own friends, own acquaintances, was more familiar with the surroundings where the sparrow was living. So always the sparrow kept on trying to come back to its own nest. However, a few days had passed. In the meantime, a rabbit had occupied the sparrow's nest because the rabbit saw that this burrow or the nest was lying unoccupied for a few days. However, when the sparrow returned, got angry seeing the rabbit there. So they started arguing. The sparrow said, "Hey, this nest belongs to me. I lived here for a long time." But the rabbit said, "In the jungle, there is no such rule. You were not there for last many days. I have taken it over and this is mine." So they could not come to a conclusion. They kept on fighting. They kept on arguing. This happens in normal life, isn't it? In our school, we would have fought for our own place where we keep our tiffin box, we keep our school bags, we sit in the classroom, and so on. This is usual. So they thought that they should go to someone wiser than them who could really adjudicate the fight or the quarrel. A cat was passing by and saw the sparrow and the rabbit fighting between them to decide who will take over the nest. So the cat was smart, thought that he would do something to take advantage of the situation. It went into the nearby pond, took a dip, and came and sat in a meditative pose, started chanting some verses. The sparrow and the rabbit were impressed looking at the cat in a meditative pose, chanting verses. They thought that this is not a normal cat, this is like a saint, this is like a sage who has possibly achieved something in his life and is now living a different life and must be wise. So they thought this is the right person who they should go and find the solution to their problem. So then they approached the cat. The cats listened to them, listened very carefully, and acted as if he is trying very hard to listen to what the sparrow and the rabbit are saying. The sparrow and the rabbit were a little scared, going a little close to the cat. However, they thought that is a wise cat. The cat was smart. The cat could figure out that these two animals, the sparrow, the bird, and the rabbit, are trying to adopt care and take advantage of the cat. But the cat was smart. The cat said,
hey, I've grown old, I am little hard of hearing, I would like to hear your arguments, your points of view very carefully, closely, and so come closer so that I could really listen to you carefully. I don't want to give you a wrong judgment. The sparrow and the rabbit were now caught. They thought that, yeah, it's possibly the cat is right, and they had let their guards down. So cat focused, cat concentrated and listened to them, both their views, opinions. And then time came. The cat hunted the two, jumped on both, grabbed them, killed them, and the story is over. All of us as children were told is this story or something similar. All of us were advised to be careful while choosing friends. Be careful of traitors. Be careful of evil intentions. While I was reading this story today, I was reflecting on it. How do you distinguish in today's world who's a good person and who's not? How do you know the intention of this person, of a person that you start talking to? And in today's time, why I emphasize on today's time? Because we live in the time of social media. We interact with a lot of people. Our life moves very fast. We have to strike conversations with people that we do not know. It's part of life. So who do you choose your friends to be? When do you decide that this person is a good friend of yours? When do you build a strong rapport with this person? So that's the question. We need some time. We need some time to observe, to assess the intent, the real intent of the person. In this story, the sparrow and the rabbit were careful initially, but they let their guards down. And the cat was smart. That's the law of the jungle. The cat had to kill the rabbit and the sparrow easily, so made a plot. Not all the strangers, not all the people, not all the situations which happen around us is going to be bad or evil. Just a few. But how do you distinguish? How do you see the risk which is embedded there? We need some time. We do not have to go in the principle of love at first sight. I meet somebody for 5 minutes, 1 day, 5 days, 1 week, and then I decide that he or she is my best friend, best buddy, is having the right intention. We do not have to mistrust people, neither we have to trust people. We have to observe, we have to observe, we have to assess over a period of time. We do not have to behave on the spur of the moment. We do not have to be so spontaneous all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. You got the point about being careful in assessing and deciding how to build relationship with the others. Thank you very much. I look forward to our future conversations.